Hi folks, Captain Mike here. Today I'm with Captain Cullen Lundholm. Got a bit of a late start this morning. I think we put in around 10 a.m. There was an epic bite this morning in Buzzards Bay. We decided to, with the late start, shift gears and see if we can't find some fish in the cooler water in Cape Cod Bay.
Very early season, not many fish have been caught here yet, but we're just working these vertical jigs. I'm running a metal jig with an assist hook, and Mike's running a Protail. We're working the baits in different methods. He's working it real slow, I'm working it fast, and we're having a little bit of a success to start. As the tide keeps running on, we should start to pile up the fish. So we just marked that single fish there on the screen. We're in 70 feet of water. We might get that fish to bite. If we were up in that low 50s or high 40s feet, they could be piled up, but they might be a little tricky to get to eat. So ideally we'd like to see big numbers of fish in deep water, and you're going to have success. But whether you're fishing the race or you're fishing off of Chatham, you want to stay out of that 40, 50, you want to get in that 60 to 80 feet of water, ideally, maybe even 90 feet. You're going to have a better rate of hookups with a lot less fish on your screen. So
these fish are super keyed in on these big plumes of sand eels. We were marking them on the fish finder. They were a little slow to start, but as the tide's beginning to move, so Cullen and I have two different approaches to imitate these sand eels. He has a 2.5 ounce metal sand eel jig, and I went the soft bait approach. This is a 7-inch olive colored Protail from Hoagie, but they did the trick. Now we are marking some bigger fish on the fish finder. Some bigger ones came up with these guys, so we're going to get back down there and see if we can't get some of these bigger fish. We're fishing two different retrieve speeds. I'm slow with the soft bait, and again Cullen's super fast with that metal jig. We're tied 1-to-1. I may or may not have had a couple more bites, but it seems like both techniques are working right now, either way. But sometimes the speed really does matter. So if you have fish with lockjaw on a slack tide in deep water like this, I always like to have two different retrieve speeds going, and sometimes they'll hands down prefer one over the other. A few fish, mid-water column, so I'm going to work it up just a little. Now I'm in the zone with where I want. You can either do a slow jig, or then I call this the tickle. See where I'm just twitching the jig just like that. That's how I got that last fish. They just short, almost like you're vibrating the bait. Just sort of keeping it right in front of their faces. But they're not super aggressive. They're suspended. There's plenty of bait to compete with on our end. And so you got to get it just right to crack the code. But you do everything right and it will pay off. And we've drifted off the fish a little. Oh, there we go. That's a good fish.
you can see Mike's bait on the machine there, and they, those sand eels, 5 feet off the bottom, layered down to the ground there, and you can kind of see that fish followed it, from mid-water all the way to the bottom, and then I would say he grabbed it 5 feet right off the bottom where Mike was working his bait.
Bottom line is, early season, it's important to be versatile with your techniques.
Ton of sea lice on them, and I think the fish are going to get bigger and bigger each day as they move into this area, so good things to see.
So I think we're going to take this guy home for the table. In my opinion, this is a perfect eating size.